beautiful people. It's Dr. Desiree. Listen, I am coming to tell you all, I love what Dr. Cheyenne is talking about. I love it. Oh my God. Let me tell you, it is a breath of fresh air to finally see someone being so clear on TV, just because a lot of times when I see other therapists, it's very sensationalized. Everybody wants me to watch this and you should see that and da. And I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care. God bless this one, that one, but it's just not real. It's not good. And honestly, I think a lot of what she said, most people could benefit from hearing, because truthfully, it's the work that we do in therapy. It is the change work that needs to happen. We have to acknowledge that we're at A, we want to get to B, but in the midst of that, maybe we need like a life raft or a life vest or a life saver. We need something to help us cross really rough emotional waters. But a lot of times people don't understand it because they're like, oh, this is an attraction. This is whitewater rafting. I like it a lot. And so for her, I think what's throwing a lot of people off, though, is the language that she's using: high functioning and low functioning. I'll say more. So first off, I get it. People are instantly turned off at the idea of high functioning and low functioning. A lot of people are also conflating it with this newer social phenomenon of a high value and a low value man or woman or person. It doesn't have to be binary. Now, the reality is, and this is my interpretation of how I heard her say it, in order to stay in certain situations, you have to actively ignore things. So sometimes it's pink flags. Sometimes it's these pauses like, that don't sound right, but I'll give it a chance. These are very human responses, in my opinion. And it's really a learning curve, especially if you're talking about interpersonal relationships. Sometimes it's a big old red flag, but we override our gut. We negate our yeses and our nos in order to be socially acceptable, in order to make someone else happy, in order to just make something work. It doesn't even have to be negative per se. However, we are oriented to working within a skill set that's not necessarily in service to the actual dynamic or relationship we think or we say we want. And frankly, in the Nick Cannon interview, he laid out low functioning really, really well. All of the ways that he manipulated others, disavowed himself in order to seem a certain way to other people. And that is the whole point, right? You're not authentic. You're not in your yeses and your nos. And his response to her was, oh yeah, well, those women, they laid up at night wishing they had a man. No, right? When you do your self-work, you can be lonely, you can yearn, and you can say, it is still not good enough to just have a man. It's not good enough to be flued out, to be wined and dined if my soul is not fed, if I am not nourished. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand that your D or your P or whatever it is that you're offering, your money, is really not sufficient to people who have done their work. That is the high functioning that she was talking about. And again, this is my interpretation, my opinion, but also I do this as my life's work. So I feel I have some credibility. Just saying. We can all have credibility though, because this isn't even just a celebrity issue. It's not a money issue. It is a life, a growth issue. It is an evolutionary issue. So if you are someone who reads all the blogs, but you share it to other people, do you practice what you preach first? If you take away the idea or the connection of what high function, low function, high value, low value, and you just kind of look at the situation like, how much am I in touch with my yeses and my nos and my whys? Like, why is this even interesting, desirable, a turn off for me? Then we can have a different conversation. But to have a conversation, you actually have to listen and be receptive. And if you notice about those two men, they didn't do that so much. So that's just my POV. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. And more importantly, I'm here for just a bit more truth when it comes to these celebrity therapists informing the public specter of what is reality, especially in relationships. So until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.